Imagine this: you're about to send a text that could ruin your entire week, but your phone stops you before you even hit send. This isn't science fiction. This is the reality of the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra. For years, smartphone updates have felt like minor tweaks, but the latest leaks prove that Samsung is currently on a massive rescue mission. They aren't just trying to sell a new phone, they are fighting for survival. The smartphone world is usually predictable, but every once in a while, a leak drops that changes the entire narrative. That is exactly what is happening right now. Samsung is in a position where they cannot afford to miss. This pressure is shaping every single decision, from the death of the slim phone trend to a new display technology that changes privacy forever. The biggest shift we are seeing is a move toward what insiders call proactive AI. When the S25 launched, the AI was reactive. You had to ask it to do things. You had to circle an image or type a prompt. But the S26 series changes the game. This new intelligence steps in before you even make a mistake. For example, if you casually agree to meet a friend for coffee next Tuesday at 2 p.m. while texting, the phone warns you instantly. A system-level pop-up will tell you that you already have a meeting at that time. You didn't ask the AI, and you didn't check your calendar. The phone understood the context and intervened to save you. This is fully on-device, meaning your personal schedule stays private and isn't sent to the cloud. This is the difference between a gimmick and a utility you rely on every day. But the hardware is where things get even more interesting. The headline feature for the Galaxy S26 Ultra is the new privacy display. It uses specific pixel structures to make it impossible for people sitting next to you to read your screen. Usually, Samsung keeps this tech for the Ultra model only. However, leaks suggest the entire S26 lineup will get this feature. A developer found code in Samsung's apps showing the same privacy animation for the base and Plus models. This is a hardware feature called Flex Magic Pixel OLED. It physically controls viewing angles, so you can't get it on older phones through a software update. This is a massive win for people who want a smaller phone without sacrificing premium features. While the display is changing, the form factor is staying familiar for a dramatic reason. Samsung originally planned a super-thin S26 Edge or Slim model to compete with rumors of a slim iPhone. But that project was cancelled very late in development. Market data showed that thin flagships have been failing because people aren't willing to sacrifice battery life or camera quality for a thin design. Samsung pulled the emergency brake and reverted to the standard Plus form factor. This was pure damage control. You can see this reflected in the production numbers. Samsung is planning to produce 700,000 base models and 600,000 Plus models this month. Meanwhile, they are producing a staggering 3.6 million units of the S26 Ultra. Samsung is placing all its bets on the Ultra because that is where the profit is. For the photographers out there, the Ultra has a specific update you will love. There is a new 24-megapixel camera mode that is staying exclusive to the S26 series. According to the legendary leaker Ice Universe, this mode delivers much better detail than the standard 12-megapixel mode without taking up as much storage as the 200-megapixel mode. It is the Goldilocks solution for photo quality. The only catch is that it takes about 3 seconds to process each photo. It isn't for quick action shots, but for landscapes and architecture, it will be the absolute best way to shoot. Charging is another area where things are getting a bit controversial. The S26 Ultra is jumping to 60W wired charging. Samsung claims this gets you from 0 to 75% in 30 minutes. However, the current S25 Ultra already hits 72% in the same time. This means a 15-watt jump only gives you a 3% gain. It feels like diminishing returns, likely due to heat management. On the bright side, the base S26 might finally jump to 45W charging. With its smaller battery, this would be incredibly fast, potentially hitting 80% in just half an hour. Plus, all 3 models are getting a long overdue wireless charging upgrade. When you look at the big picture, Samsung is fighting for its life. Apple recently overtook them as the world's #1 smartphone acre. That was a huge blow. If the S26 fails, Samsung doesn't have much room left to move. This launch is less about experimental fun and more about survival. They need the S26 Ultra to be the undisputed king of Android. In my opinion, this is the most calculated move Samsung has made in years. They are cutting the fluff and focusing on privacy, utility, and power. The Ultra is clearly the star of the show, and if the proactive AI works as promised, it could genuinely change how we use our phones forever. This is going to be one of the most interesting smartphone battles we have seen in a decade. If you like the video, subscribe, share the video, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss the next update.